So basically, if you manage to keep the machine running with constant production, it's very easy for the machine to pay for itself in a short period of time. I believe that in a year or at most 2 years, you'll have a return on your investment in the machine, and then the machine can keep working for many more years.
So how are you all doing? Today I'm here with Eduardo Villarreal in Saltillo. This is Saltillo.
Saltillo, it's actually the city of Ramos Arizpe.
And Eduardo is going to tell us a little about his experience and answer some questions. First, tell us how old you are and how you got involved in this industry at such a young age.
Well, I'm 33 years old, but basically, ever since I was a kid, my family has always been involved in the industrial sector. I grew up with that, so as you'll see in other videos, we have a foundry area, and then I started getting interested in other types of manufacturing. I began to develop other kinds of manufacturing processes. We started with stamping, and then we added processes like welding and metal cleaning. We want to keep expanding that catalog of services we offer to the industry.
Exactly how long ago did it start?
The company started 25 years ago. My dad started it about 25 or 30 years ago approximately.
What is your day-to-day like? So here at the plant, do you arrive? So the people are here, everyone is working, and then Eduardo arrives?
Basically, we arrive, we have a manufacturing meeting where we plan what will be done. Usually we plan it the day before, so people already know what to do when they arrive. They know which processes they'll be working on, and they know what the plant needs. In the manufacturing meeting we have in the morning, everything that will be done the next day is planned, and we try to execute it and address any problems that came up the previous day.
I want you to tell us about your experience. How did you meet us? How long ago did you buy the machine? And most importantly, what did you buy it for?
I found you on Facebook. Honestly, when we decided we wanted to buy a laser machine to complement some of our processes, we started searching on Facebook, looking at some Chinese websites, some Mexican sites, and we came across several brands. That's how we found you. We saw several brands and found you. Well, the first interaction was through Messenger, yes, directly with you, and then almost everything was handled through WhatsApp. I started getting WhatsApp messages about the promotions you had, so I started to look into what types of machines you offered and where you were based. At first, I also had some doubts about where you were located, if you were really there, if the machine would actually arrive or not. But in the end, we decided to go for it. I mean, we felt very confident because of the way you present yourselves on social media, everything you have online. It gives you a sense of security when you see the machines and everything, and seeing the
videos, you create trust. And since you had already seen the model of the machine, no.
We didn't have the model clearly defined. We just had the idea that we wanted to cut with a laser a plate with certain characteristics. And we talked there with several people from the FORZA team who gave us advice regarding the thickness of the plate, what we handled most, the volume of plates we were going to be working with, and where we wanted to go with the machine. So we started changing models. I remember we started with a Force Raptor, and then they recommended the Scanor with or without an interchangeable bed.
And speaking of that, what plates are you processing? And it would be great if you could tell us a bit about the applications you basically bought this equipment for.
Well, currently the main material we work with is black steel, between 4 and 7 or 8 millimeters thick. The most common plate we use is 6 millimeters, which is 1/4 of an inch. So that's the plate we cut the most, and right now we handle weekly volumes of 60 to 70 plates of that thickness. That's why we use the interchangeable system to make the process a bit smoother and save production time.
And now that you've worked with, let's say, approximately 60 or even 70 plates each month, how truly right do you think your significant decision was to have the easily interchangeable bed?
Not just quite, it was a very good decision because honestly, when processing the plates, at first we did some test cutting a plate without having placed the other one in the interchangeable bed. And when it came time to remove the sheet, it really does take some time to take out the materials and everything. So the ease of swapping and removing materials while you're working really boosts the machine's productivity. Currently we're loading with forklifts and by hand, which honestly isn't very difficult. It's not very difficult, it's practical, but to make it a bit faster and have fewer people involved in the loading and unloading process, we're going to install an arm, a manual crane with an electric hoist, and magnets to be able to remove and place plates when it's black steel. When we're using stainless steel, we'll use clamps to remove and place the plate. Currently, we provide service to all types of industries: automotive, white goods, some railroad industries, and some general industries. So we have a lot of capacity. The machine we acquired from you has very good capacity, excellent production in terms of timing, cutting speeds. It's very complete overall, and right now we have a lot of available production time. We have a lot of available capacity, so we are still offering services to different clients, and we want to develop more clients to provide them with cutting services.
Tell us, in terms of expenses, talking about gases, electricity consumption, here in the sector where you are, how do you see the equipment's operating costs? And could you give us an idea, for example, of how much is spent to produce, say, 40 sheets?
Well, to produce approximately 40 APR sheets, I've only had to change the protective lens a single time, which remarkably lasted for about 3 full months of consistent work and operation. I mean, when we started programming the machine and setting all the parameters, we did go through about 2 or 3 lenses. Yes, so some was spent during parameterization, but once you're working with well-defined parameters and everything, I think the lens needs to be changed once a month or once every 3 months, depending on how much you cut, right? But as for consumables, there really isn't any significant cost besides the lenses, which are inexpensive.
And have you noticed, let's say in your plant, an increase in your monthly electricity bill because of the machine, or how have you felt about it?
Honestly, in terms of electricity, we haven't seen much of a difference. I think based on costs in my region, it must have gone up by about 1,500 pesos a month, approximately.
Right.
We have industrial processes that consume a significant amount of electrical capacity, so the amount of power the laser machine actually uses is practically negligible, almost imperceptible in comparison to our overall consumption.
And you're cutting everything with air, with a compressor, right?
Currently, the thickest plate we cut, well, the maximum thickness we cut is 6 millimeters with air.
6 millimeters?
With air? We also purchased a compressor from you, which is a 20-bar compressor.
A 20-bar one.
It's a 20-bar compressor that gives us the capacity to cut up to the 6 millimeter plate.
30 horsepower, 20 bars to have enough pressure and cut 6 millimeters with air. And that way you don't use oxygen. Yes, that way we don't have to.
Any other consumable except for the compressor, which just uses electricity.
Since you were here during the unloading, how long did it take to install the equipment? Did you receive the training? Yes, that's right. Tell me, how was your experience receiving it? No.
Well, from the moment we purchased the machine and made the down payment, it took about a month to arrive. I think it was a month from when we made the down payment until it arrived, and they had already told us that it would take about that long. All the handling and everything else was relatively quick. Santiago and I think Victor. Yes, Victor is the name of the other one. Honestly, they are very skilled at assembling them. The assembly of the whole machine was very quick. Even though it's a large machine, it was done very fast. I think it took them 2 days to assemble the entire machine and start giving us the training. The training is very comprehensive. I mean, I had never worked with a laser machine before, and I found the system very easy to learn, very easy to operate. The software is very user-friendly. As an engineer, I have experience with AutoCAD and a bit with SolidWorks, but I found the software extremely easy to use. Cutting the plates and designing is practically simple.
And well, talking a bit more about the machine and the processes you were telling me about, people often ask, right? Hey, is it really worth it to automate, to optimize services? How have you seen things so far with your current production? You mentioned that the machine still has available productive capacity. Have you already noticed an economic impact in terms of recovering your investment? Because the idea with these machines is that they pay for themselves.
I think it really depends on each specific sector, each individual company, and precisely what they do. But generally speaking, since our entire process is a crucial pre-process of what we actually do, honestly, the machine is practically paying for itself. We don't have many significant consumables at all. The work is very simple. It's not aside from the cost of the machine itself, it's not an expense where you need to have highly specialized personnel or any extra cost that would cause you losses or problems. So basically, if you can keep the machine running with steady production, it's very easy for the machine to pay for itself in a short time. I believe that in 1 year, 2 years at most, you get a return on your investment in the machine, and then the machine can keep working for many more years.
One last question out of curiosity. If you could sum up your experience with us in 1 or 2 sentences, how would you describe it? Which experience?
In a few words, what I have received as support for my company, I believe, is quality service. We have received a lot of quality in the service, very good support, and we are very happy with the machine we have.
Well, thank you very much, Eduardo, for your time, for your honesty, and also for welcoming us here at your company. From the bottom of our hearts, we hope everything goes great for you, and we know that if things go well, you'll need more machines. Maybe we'll see this plant with about 10 FORZA machines, and I hope that happens soon. So we're here to serve you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in another video. See you. Bye-bye. See you later.